What's going on? Good to see you, Jay. Okay, thanks for being with me. Looks like maybe someone, oh, myself. Myself is the other person right now. Okay. So, closed guard. Closed guard? Is that what we're talking about? No, sorry, we're finishing the back. Excuse me. We're finishing the back, and we're going to take, today we're going to talk about, let's start officially. Welcome, Saturday morning. Okay, for live class today, we are doing, we're concluding our back control, fundamentals sort of stuff. I brained down like 11 moves on Monday. And the last couple things I want to talk about today, and we can practice together, are back maintenance and a couple of submissions, okay? So I might use my grappling dummy, which is just a gi, and that really is kind of all you need to do some of what we're doing for the latter stuff. But to start with, let's look at maintaining the back. Let's look at our most fundamental, this is on our one stripe, maybe second stripe of white belt stuff, which is maintaining the back when a person does, you know, the thing that a person wants to do. If I've got the back, boom, my hooks are in and my harness is in, and I've got someone's back here, it's a little easier for them to escape this way because this shoulder is showing and this one's covered with my arm. But they really could do this escape either way, so we need to practice this on both sides. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to flop to this side a little bit, and I might do that on purpose. I might have evil plans for this person. Okay, but if my harness gets too loose or something, and they can start to get their body flat to the ground, flat on the ground, shoulder blades, and then move themselves north and like sort of kill this leg and then get away. No good for me. Okay, so what I want, and that's going to be their goal. Honestly, that's a good goal. That's just good jiu-jitsu for the other person. So when we fall this way, if somebody starts to kill this hook, like when they get their body flat, you know, there's kind of no way to hold on to their leg anymore, and I lose this hook here. If you lose that hook, the plan is this. That's the beginning of them escaping. I need to act fast. I'm going to do this. I put my foot, I'm going to get in frame here for Facebook. I'm going to put my foot on the ground here, okay? So instead of just letting them kill my hook and go away, I do have one more thing I can do with this leg, and it's this here. I'm going to put my toes on the ground, basically as straight as I can get my leg, which for me, not super straight. I'm not very flexible, okay? It looks maybe perspective makes me look cool or more flexible than I am, but not true. I put my toes on the ground, and then I'm going to rock to my heel, and switch my hips to the other side and put this hook back in, okay? So it's here. We fell to this side. They start, this hook is okay, but when they start to do this, you know, it kills my hook when they get their back flat to the ground. So if they kill my hook, first thing I do is put my toes on the ground, then I put my heel down, and I switch sides. This hook is still in, and I just drag them over to this side. I'll put this hook back in, okay? So that's our movement. So let's do this for just, 60 seconds. We're gonna go left, right, left, right. Got my harness. They start to kill this hook. This hook is all right. It's over their leg, but when they turn sideways, it kills it. So I'm going to use the foot. It's the last little ditch effort with that foot. Toes on the ground, heel on the ground, switch sides, put my hook back in. You notice I kept this hook in the whole time. Matter of fact, when I do this, this hook can actually pull them, help pull them to the other side. Oh, Dave Snobby, okay. What's up, brother? I was afraid I put this on my personal feed again, which I do frequently by accident. So let's switch sides. Boom. Toes, heel, switch your hips. Put the hook back in. Never taking out the first one. Toes, heel, switch your hips. Put this back in. Toes, heel, switch, rehook. Toes, heel, switch your hooks, rehook. Okay, let's go left and right for 60 seconds here. Boom. Hook goes back in. Toe, heel, switch my hips, put it back in. Toe, heel, switch my hips, put it back in. Keep going. Get my reps with you. Our back control is going to be on point when we get back in. Toes, heel, drag, replace. Toe, heel, drag, replace. 10 more seconds, keep going. And last one. Okay, basic back maintenance. That's our go-to maintenance movement when they turn themselves sideways, kill the hook on the outside. Okay, so there's another move that we do just for back maintenance, which is if things get a little bit further along. Okay, if I have someone's back, I'll fix my angle if necessary here, but if I have someone's back, we fall to the side, and you know they're basically here, but they turn like we talked about, right? They turn like we talked about, but this time they get all the way flat to the mat. Okay, this movement we just did is probably good when they start to kill it, and then we fix it things. But if they get all the way flat to the mat, and they're basically gonna escape. I have my harness, but I'm losing them. They're going north. I'm gonna escape. They killed this hook. Okay. So the plan here is a little bit later stage. I'm going to want to do the chair sit back take. So just to recompose the back. And what I need for that is this. When they kill this hook and then they get flat, I'm losing it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my hook, which is over the top of their leg, put it under their leg. Okay. Because so now they can't turn back into me. Okay. Because I'm hooked under their leg, forcing them to face away a little bit with their hips. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to make them face away even more. Okay, so I'm going to, instead of holding them to me, I'm going to create a hook for pushing purposes and push them off me. Okay? So when I do that, when I switch their hips like that, I need to also get this leg out from under them. So I'm going to do this. Both movements. So I go from here. They kill this. I come out, lift off, and I'm actually doing this sort of windmill action with my legs to get this leg out from under them. In this case, I want to hoist them on their side, get this out from under them, and come up to my knee. That movement may look new, but simple enough. It is simple enough. My weight was carried by my arm. Check it out again. They start to escape, so I'm going to take this out, lift them onto their side, get my leg out from under them. Now, put your weight on your elbow and come up, and then slide your knee up. Okay. From here, I'm just going to make sure this foot goes over top of them. And now what happened is I turn them on their side, and to keep them on their side, I wedged some knee in here, right? Put my knee behind them, and I've still got my grip here. Throw the leg over the top. And now, if you saw another back take we did earlier this week, I'm going to go across the pinky edge of this foot, fall sideways to take the back. Okay. And falling sideways, that's as opposed to sitting on my butt and trying to hoist what might be a 200-something pound person onto me. That's going to be very hard. Okay. So I've got the back. Harness is in. We fall this way. They start to get their back flat. And it's getting kind of late stage. Like they're almost going to turn to face me. So I underhook their leg. They have the two legs here. I underhook this one. I'm going to lift it away, clear my own leg, come onto my elbow, bring my knee up, almost over my elbow, almost higher than my elbow, you notice. Make sure my foot is over the top, open, pinky side, fall sideways, and take the back again. Let's practice that movement a few times. Okay, we'll go this way. Underhook and windmill the legs. Okay, so underhook, windmill the legs, come up on the elbow and slide your knee up. Make sure this foot's stepped over and fall sideways. In the end, pretty simple combination of movements, just takes practice. So I'm here, fall sideways. You start losing them. Underhook and windmill the legs, up to your elbow and slide your knee up. Foot over, fall sideways, recompose back. Here, fall to the side, windmill the legs, knee up behind their back, step over, fall sideways. Let's do 3 more because we're doing reps together. It's live class, we're doing reps together. Okay, so I'm here, fall to the side, underhook and windmill the legs. Really, I'm just lifting. They have a lot of weight on here. When I lift and turn them, I have an opportunity to escape this leg. Up to your elbow, slide the knee up, foot over, fall to the side to put that back control back in. That's 1 of 3. Fall to the side. Use this leg to windmill out. Knee up. Make sure you're stepped over. Fall sideways. Recompose. Last time. Fall to the side, underhook, windmill, wedge yourself in, foot over, fall sideways. And by wedging yourself in, I just mean getting your knee up their back, make sure they can't turn back to their back. We turn them with that hook away from us, and that's good. That created the space for us to slide in, we take the back. So that's some basic back control maintenance stuff. Now I want to talk about the attacks that we can do from back control. One each on the, if we fell this way to the underside, this one's like under their armpit, over their shoulder. If we fall this way, and I still have back control, and I still have back control, they're not escaping at this point. I am set up and ready to attack, and we're gonna do one if we fall to the overside. Okay. So let's look at the strong side first. Some people call the overside the strong side, and that's because historically it was a place where there were more chokes available, or the choke was more readily available, rear naked choke. But it's definitely not true anymore that one side is better than the other. I don't know if it's the evolution of jiu-jitsu or if it's just people's attention turning to, well, what can we do if we fall to the other side for a while, and then some either ingenuity or re-emphasis there on techniques we can use. But one side is not stronger than the other side, just so you know. But you will hear strong side and weak side if you're Googling more options from the overside and the underside. I want to make sure that you know the terminology to be searching. Strong side, back control, I think you'll find some stuff that way. Or over, falling to the overside. Okay, so I want to start with the strong side, and I'm going to use my gi for this as a grappling dummy. Don't need really more than that. My gi will be sufficient. I'm just going to hold my gi up, get my back control, put my harness together. Okay, and we're saying that I'm falling to the, not the side where the arm is in the mix, but to the other side, so we're falling here. Okay, now, again, some people call this strong side just because the rear naked is right here. Ground's not in the way. If I fell to the other side, the ground might be in the way a little bit of getting this and completing the choke. So on the strong side, on the over side, this is the move we can do. I'm going to take both, in fact, in both cases, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the underside hand to open the collar. I'm going to flip it open. I flip it open because I could grab this to choke someone, but it's much easier to tear out of my hand for them than if I flip it over and I get a grip. It's just a truism about the gi. You always want to flip it and then get your grip. So that's what I'm doing here. The under flips it, the overside gets the grip, okay? And now the underside is going to get a hold of the other lapel. You'll always be able to find it. Sometimes it's like tucked under the guy, but if you reach, you'll find it, okay? So now I've got what I need to finish a choke, and I kind of want to do this to finish it, but like, this is one case where the ground is in the way of my elbow. So I'm going to do this. Take my leg out, top hook out, and kick down behind the person. I'm going to use that to pop up to my elbow. And now from here, the choke, again, I'm not just going to use my forearms to move. I'm going to use my shoulder to crush the head a little bit while I do this. It all sounds very friendly. And it is. Okay? So that's the movement. So we fall to this side here, to the overside. It's set up your collar choke. So flip and grab the other one without coming out. Sometimes people flip and then they take this out and come around and they have two overs. That's not good because the person can escape south. Our grip under the armpit prevents them from going south, actually. We're keeping them at a certain height too. Not too high, not too low. So that's what's so good about an uneven harness, about an asymmetrical seatbelt type harness. Okay. Flip it open, hold on to the collar, look for the other lapel. And now this won't do it. You're going to burn your arms out. They will be able to resist it. But if I take my top hook out, straight to the ceiling and kick down, I'm going to use that as a pendulum to help me sit up. And now, again, not just my forearms, I'm going to put my shoulder behind the head and then close the space. You're going to find that that's very effective when you try this with a person. It's not even cranking the neck, which it may look like with this material. It's just definitely closing the circle that their neck is in when I use the shoulder. So last time, let's do a few. You fall to the over with a gi. You could be miming it. Flip the collar open, grab onto it, grab the other one, kick yourself up to your elbow, use the shoulder. Okay? Fall to the overside, flip and grip. I just made that up. Grab the other lapel. Okay. Use your leg to kick up. Okay. And then you're crushing the head with your shoulder a little bit while you're closing this space with your sort of wrists and forearms. Okay. So we got the over. Fall to the side. Flip and grip. Okay. Grab the other lapel. Still under the arm. Grab the other lapel. Use your leg to kick yourself up to your elbow. And then you're closing this space using your shoulder as well. Let's get two more. Okay. We fall to the side. I just have my grip here. Just my harness. Okay. Flip and grip. Grab the other one. Kick up to your elbow. Choke. Last one. We fall to the over. Flip this open and grip it. Grab the other one. Use your leg to kick up. Okay. And then add that shoulder pressure to the back of the head. And that's a very strong collar choke that we can be doing if we fall to this the over side. Okay. Now, if we fall to the underside, if we fall to the side that I'm under the arm, there's actually a ton of really good stuff here, but we're gonna do this. When I fall to this side, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna flip open this collar with this hand and catch this. Now, you're gonna find that the hands get all involved and it's like hard to finish any choke here. And that's what we're gonna talk about. If the hands get involved and they're defending, no, and it's hard to get this second hand, you know, you're not gonna just be able to finish this with just this one hand. It's not gonna work. Okay. So what we're gonna do instead is, in the event that I have my first grip, but the hand is in the mix, just blocking it, right? So we're not gonna be able to get the second hand. I'm gonna go out totally around the perimeter. I'm gonna like flank this guy, right? All the defenders are here. I'm gonna go down to the pant leg. So I'm gonna pretend that the end of the skirt here is their pant leg. It's about where the pant leg is, but I'd love to get the pant material, their pant material near their knee, okay? Now my two hooks are gonna become one. My bottom hook is gonna take over as hook, senior hook. I'm gonna bring it across their body. You may find that putting your foot on the hip to keep them where they are and then doing sort of a handoff to get your foot across is what you need. And then I'm gonna turn sideways and throw this leg over the top. And now I'm able to choke them. I have a very strong choke and their body's in a terrible position. I'll show you in a moment. So for now, I got my knee, I got my over under, and we fall to the weak side, to the underside, right? Same thing, I'm gonna open and get my grip. So I've got the first grip, but they're like, no way, they clamp down. They're not letting me get this other one in the mix. They're defending. Boom. So I'm going to flank them. I'm going to go, instead of where all their people are, excuse me, this is here and here. I'm going to go down to the pants. So I'm going to grab their pant leg and I'm going to do this with my feet. Keep one hip where it is long enough to make one hook take over everything. And with your grip on the pants, you're going to pull. That's going to help turn you. You're going to bring this over their shoulder and you'll have this bow and arrow choke here. So the position I'm getting him in, just so that you see this uncomfortable position, is someone has my back and I fall to the side and they open up the collar. So I start defending, my hands come up here. The good guy, who isn't me, is going to grab my pant leg and do this. When they start pulling this choke, they're also going to lift my knee up into this. So I'm in this crooked position where I'm here. When the other leg comes over my shoulder, stretches me out, and the collar choke is sunk, and I am sunk. But this crooked position, it's pretty important that I'm not comfortable and that the choke is happening, but that I'm like, my hip is torqued out and my knee is brought basically up to my chest. Okay, so this is a bow and arrow choke. You will see this fundamental choke used at all levels of jiu-jitsu against guys of all levels of jiu-jitsu. It's at the highest level. This is a powerful, powerful choke and a good answer when defending hands are a real problem for you to get past. Okay, so I'm over, we fall to this side. I open the collar and I get my grip, but I can't get the second one. They're messing with me. Go down to the pant, to the knee, right? And I'm gonna do this. Bring one foot across the belly. Now I don't need two hooks, I have one hook, right? And then this one comes over the shoulder and I pull their knee, right, to get them out of position, and I extend them here. I personally like to be up on the elbow that's holding the knee. I like to be up on this elbow and finish here. But I mean, you can see I just have all the power in the world of my entire back and largest muscles to finish that choke. Let's do a couple more minutes of it. So here, I fall to the side. I open the collar, I get my grip, Can't. So I get the pant instead. If you can't, go for pant. Okay. That's another one I just made up. Foot on the hip. This one goes across. Right? Now turn yourself. This leg goes over their shoulder. If you could, here's their other arm. If you could, you put it in this pocket right here under their arm. But if they're defending like this and you just get the tip of the shoulder, that's equal, it's equally terrible. It's a pretty brutal position to be in for the other guy. Are there escapes? Yes, there are things he can do, but again, you'll see the highest level guys in the world do this to the other highest level guys in the world. So fall to the side. So it's legit. Open the collar, grab that collar. If you can't, go pant. Right now, 2 hooks. I want them to become one. It's got to be the bottom hook because the top hook's got a job. It's got to go over the shoulder. Okay. So I'm going to keep the hip where it is long enough to bring this foot across. That's not me crossing my ankles. That's just me block. Bring this across, and now I'm able to bring this over. Torque the knee, bring this over, and you can do this. If you want to come up, I personally like to be on the elbow of the knee holding side, and then extend and finish your move. One more. I'm going to fall to the underside. So open the collar, get my grip. If I can't, go pant. 2 hooks become one, right? Now I'm going to come out to the side, bring this over the shoulder, and now I have this brutal position here on the guy for the bow and arrow kick. Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining me on a Saturday morning. There is a lot of good back control material, and this week we talked about these things. Tuesday we talked about side control, 2 entries if they roll away or if they roll toward us. Okay, Tuesday was May, Friday was the 8th, Thursday was the 7th, May 5th. So you can look for the May 5th class if you want to see entries from side control when the person rolls away and if the person rolls toward you, 2 different entries. We also did 2 from mount. One is a self-defense, like we're striking, they turn over, we allow it, we take the back. The other was an entry from triple attack. Someone innocently tries to elbow escape. We, again, wedge ourselves in and do that chair sit, back take, okay? Thursday, the 7th, we talked about from turtle, 3 entries. We talked about one where we just insert a near hook and sort of drag them back, near hook, drag back. We talked about one where we step over them and we deadlift, we lift the belt and we can insert our 2 leg hooks. And the third one was when we pressure the head and we do sort of a front somersault. That one might be the one of the good strong ones. I've seen some good video on that. Gary Tonin has a great video on that. And then today we talked about back maintenance, 2 things. A little bit early stage when I can just stick my foot out and switch sides, and a little bit late stage where I lift them off my leg, insert my body, wedge my body in, and chair sit takedown. Okay. If you can't, go for pant. That's true. Okay, and then we talked about a weak side and a strong side attack from the back. So we did a whole sort of unit on the back in a week. These videos are here for you to go back to, and I know that. And so when I go through something a little quicker, it's because I know you can rewind or hey, what was that thing again? Okay. And not only are they up for you to check again, like this week and while we're home, but like really forever, they're here. So it's nice that we have this content and it is permanent and it's rewindable and revisitable. Okay. And in my words, some people want to hear it from their coach. Everything's on YouTube. It's my job as your coach to curate and put stuff in front of you in the order I think is best and the stuff I think is best. So that's what I've been doing this week for back control. And next week is going to be closed guard. We're going to do closed guard fundamentals from the bottom. And those are the ones that you should be focused on if you're a white or a blue belt. I don't care how high a blue belt you are. You should be learning these so well you could instruct them in your sleep. You know all the steps so well. Okay, so be listening for how I instruct if it's not new information on how to do a Kimura, for example. But that's coming up next week. Anyway, have a good rest of your weekend. I appreciate you being here live. Those of you that can make it, Jay Watson, major takeaway. He said, if you can't, go for pant. And I think that's my new hit single. So glad you were here to witness the birth of that one. All right. Take care, guys. Have a fantastic Saturday and Sunday. Take care. And YouTube folks, thank you for being here. Yeah. All right. Take care, guys.